Hi, and welcome to SEO Hangouts with Josh Bachynski. That's me. The date is September 7th, and 4 days ago, September 3rd, Google went and made another test in their Penguin algorithm, to which they denied they did, and then they said they're getting ready to release Penguin, and so that means they probably did, because they always test something before they released it. And so I made a little bit of a video. I did some research on the sites that were hit or not hit. And so I have all the secrets for you, all the Penguin secrets. Can you disavow out of it? Can you not disavow out of it? How does it work? What is it? What's going on? Not all the information is in yet, but I do have some information to share with you in case you were hit by this latest release. And if you were, by all means, contact me. I'll try and help you out. My email address is joshbachynski@gmail.com. You can follow me on Twitter at joshbachynski, and you can find more videos like this where I go through all the secret SEO tips and tricks, experiments, and Google leaks at youtube.com/jbachyns, Jbachynys. So without further ado, let's get to the video and we'll take a look at Penguin. Okay, welcome to my Penguin 2016. This is the Penguin that was released September 3rd, or was tested September 3rd. It was also tested around August 3rd, 2016. What does that Penguin look like? What kind of sites did it hit? What kind of things is going on? Again, not all the information is out yet. It's still very early, but I do have some preliminary information for you, so let's take a look at it. So this new Penguin is supposed to be the rolling Penguin. Remember, John Mueller and Gary Ilyash from Google have been telling us they want to release a version of Penguin which is the rolling Penguin. That means it's an algorithm that rolls on a regular basis and updates by itself on a regular basis. So hopefully that's what this is, but that's the algorithm we're talking about. That's what it was supposed to be. So we're going to have to see if it is or not yet. That information has not been released yet. Google has denied that this was Penguin, but I have some pretty convincing evidence that it is. Again, just the fact that Google said, oh, we're going to be releasing Penguin soon. They never say that unless they've already gone through the testing. So, but I also have some other evidence to show you, so let's take a look at that. So first, let's take a look at what Penguin doesn't look like. What's not Penguin? You know, you might have been hit on September 3rd or August 3rd or 4th or around that date and been wondering, was I hit by Penguin? You know, what do I need to do, Josh? What's going on? Well, first off, this is what Penguin doesn't look like. So here we have a site that had a hit. You'll see it was hit on September 3rd. It looks like it was hit, but that was just the weekend, just a small drop. Its rankings are fine. I've contacted the site. The rankings are fine. This is other SEO going on. So this is a site, this is a client of mine who I did an audit for. I audited their SEO right around January 2016, right around this point here. I audited their SEO and I provided them a comprehensive report with all the things they need to fix and improve and a complete comprehensive plan to get ranking page 1. And that's exactly what they did. They said, thanks for the report, Josh. We have a team internal. We're going to do that all ourselves. I said, hey, great. Fine by me. If you have any questions, let me know. And they went off and they did that. And they fixed all their on-page, their off-page stuff, all the technical fixes. There was really bad technical stuff going on the site that they fixed. They went on with that. This is their Google organic search traffic, by the way, just in case you're wondering what we're looking at. And the traffic got better and better and better, and they started ranking on page 1 and things like that started happening. And they also did some link growth. They did get some links going on. And so despite the link growth, the safe linking that I was able to instruct them to do, and the technical on-page and off-page fixes, the user metric fixes, the brand search fixes, all those kinds of stuff, the social media fixes, all that kind of stuff that plugs into your SEO strategy, they were able to do, and they were able to grow, and they were not hit by Penguin. So that's not what Penguin looks like. What Penguin does look like is what I'm about to show you on these sites here. Now, this is what a lift, all the Penguin videos you're going to see are going to be doom and gloom, all the people who are hit by Penguin. So I want to give you a positive example. Here's a client of mine that escaped from Penguin on this Penguin date. And the one way that I know that it is Penguin, by the way, this is what a lift looks like. So here it is. So this is what a lift looks like. And so this is the site here, this guy, patrickarundale.com. Normally I wouldn't share that information, but this fellow was a client. They stopped listening to me, so I didn't sign a non-disclosure agreement with them. So, and there's a reason why I'm sharing this, because it's important for understanding what's going on. So I'm not just being a jerk and outing them. It's important for what's going on. This person does astrology. So if you want some astrology, go see this guy. Maybe he'll be happy with the free advertisement. So this was a very clear penguin hit. This was a very clear penguin hit. I audited the site right around here, January 2015. This is a very clear penguin hit that I found in October 2013. That was penguin 2. Then they got hit, you notice, and there was not really any other major changes. That was really the only problem, other than some other minor SEO stuff. And finally, over here, not September, but August. August 4th-ish, around there, 2016, they got out and started ranking again as things started getting better. And so I checked this site because I knew it was a penguin site. I thought I would see September 3rd around here or so get better, but I didn't. I saw it get better earlier in August, and this is when I realized that the June updates that we saw, and maybe the August updates that we saw, maybe the June, that could have been Panda as well, but the August updates we saw and the September updates we're seeing are Penguin, the new Penguin 4 that they're testing, the 2016 rolling Penguin. Gee, it sounds like I'm describing a car or something, but it's the new 2016 rolling Penguin. But that's what it is. So, and that's how I know that this is Penguin, because look, there is no other Panda dates here. I mean, it could be Panda. It could be, you never really know. We are like doctors in the 1800s who don't have an fMRI, and so we're making guesses, really. But no SEO knows better than me, and so don't let them tell you that they do. My guesses are as good as their guesses, I guarantee you, because they're based usually on data and the leaks I've gotten directly from Google employees. And my ability to read between the lines, which apparently no one else in the SEO industry has the ability to do. Anyway, moving right along. So I know this was a penguin hit here, a very sharp, classic penguin hit. This is a very, very typical penguin hit right here you would see. And there's no really other major hits here. I didn't find any Panda problems when I audited the site. And then we get a release here where other people are talking about getting penguin releases. So I'm pretty sure that's as good as you're going to get as evidence that it's penguin. Now, so what did they do to get out of Penguin is the question. Well, they kept getting links. This is their hrefs. So you see that their link growth has just increased and grown from last year to this year. And you're wondering, they have many thousands of links. And, Google says you should stop doing linking, you should stop doing crap linking, blah, 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 blah. They did the exact opposite. This is part of the reason why they're not a client anymore, is because I told them not to do this, that it'd be too risky, and they did it anyway. And in this case, they're lucky. It worked out that Google released them, but not because I was wrong or anything like that, because Google finally did something right, and I'll show you what that is in a second. And that's what this is here. Now, this was the classic Penguin 2 footprint. And if you don't believe me, just ask Cyrus Shepard, from the SEO guy from Moz, because he had the exact same problem with either the first Penguin or the second Penguin. I think it was the first one. But they both worked on the same principle. Just that Penguin 1 only hit the index page, versus Penguin 2 could hit any page on the site, or in the entire site. And that's a secret leak from Matt Cutts. Notice that this guy's name is what they mostly optimized for, Patrick Arundel. And that's what if you watch my Penguin 2 video, email me and I can send it to you if you want to see the legacy. I had like 10 example sites. I have really good example sites to try and prove this. So I'm speaking with some authority here that it was it is called the over-optimization algorithm. What kind of based on links, what kind of over-optimization? Well, clearly when you're trying to over-optimize for a particular kind of search phrase you want to rank for. And so, but they didn't have any good logic built in, because this is kind of a false positive. He's not trying to rank for Patrick Arundel. I mean, maybe he is, but who else should rank for it but him, right? So he ended up, just because that's his name and that's the name of his site, he ended up having a very high keyword percentage, anchor text percentage on Patrick Arundel, like something like, what, 6%, 13%, 22%, 30%. Now, that's way higher than I noticed. I noticed you needed like a 10% exact match query in the backlinks to exact match domain high over optimization. That's the classic Penguin 2 footprint. That's what I found there. So I'm going to talk about that again in a second, but let's compare that to another likely Penguin case here. So here's another likely Penguin case. So here's another fellow. He runs rgraph.net. And he reported that on Barry's SE Roundtable blog, or Barry actually picked him up and put him here, I think. I don't think he asked, yeah, he asked Barry here in Twitter. There's Rusty Brick, there's Barry's Twitter handle. And so he asked, I got a big change of September 3rd, or actually early September 2nd, looks like actually. And he reported a drop on September 3rd on SE Roundtable. And again, here's that drop he reported. So I went and I checked his traffic out. There's rgraph.net, that's the site we're looking at. And this is his traffic. Here's the big drop you can see on September 3rd. That's the big drop he got, and it has not come back. It fluctuated. I tweeted back and forth with him. I started trying to help him, and he told me, oh, it's come back, it's come back. And then like 6 hours later, he said, no, it's gone again. So again, that's another piece of information to tell you it's not Panda. It's something like Penguin or one of these core search algorithm updates that, because Panda is part of it's baked into the algorithm now. They don't turn it on and then turn it off. You might hit one data center versus a different data center, and that can be the issue, but it looks like, probably this is like the core search algorithms, which they get turned on, turned off. You're hitting one data center or the other data center, or you're getting a data center that has it applied, and then they turn it off and they turn it back on again because they made some small changes. They're doing their testing, right? And again, Google always has to test it before they announce it. And they always have to have it tested before they even announce they're going to announce it, right? They don't announce they're going to announce it unless they're going to announce it. And if they're going to announce it, they've done the testing. That's just the way Google works. And if you watch them for any length of time, you know that to be true. So here's the difference, is that notice that they are over-optimized on Rgraph, 37%, rgraph.net 6%, rgraph.net 2%. They have 45%, roughly 45% thing over-optimization in their anchor text, right? Rgraph is a thing, it's not a name. And how do I know that? Well, just search Google. Google Hummingbird will tell you. Hummingbird is the new Google algorithm, by the way. They wrote it in June 2013, and it's the entity database algorithm that takes the web pages and puts them into entities. And so they know the Rgraph entity. They know that it's a JavaScript code written by this dude here. They know that it's a Canvas-based graph library for the HTML Canvas tag, based off JavaScript probably. It's a JavaScript charts and library, and it's a WordPress plugin. And so they know that it's a thing. They're like, do you want an Rgraph tutorial? They know that Rgraph is a thing you would get tutorials for. So Google Hummingbird will tell you if it's a thing or not, right? Whereas Joe Schmoe, Patrick Arundel, this guy here, that's a name. So, and again, Penguin 2 didn't care if that was the case, but we're going to see now that that's what's been taking so long. So Rgraph is a thing in the entity database that they're trying to over-optimize for. I don't think they were. I think they're a false positive. I don't think they went. I've talked with these guys. I don't think they went and bought any links, but they didn't realize that there's an over-optimization on Rgraph, which is a thing. Whereas Joe Schmoe, that Patrick Arundel guy, is a name. So finally, Google has made some improvements since Penguin 2, which is good. Basically, numerous Google employees mentioned that it was taking so long to release this version of Penguin because of negative SEO and trying not to hit false positives. Or essentially, vis-a-vis, trying not to hit false positives. That's the big problem, is that they didn't want to hit sites that, in their opinion, weren't trying to game their algorithm, that just got hit innocently, and that's what they've been trying to reduce. Like, for example, over-optimization because of a name like Cyrus Shepard, or in this case, Patrick Arundel, who is not trying to rank for his name necessarily, and so he's not trying to game their algorithms to rank for his name. He just got a lot of links on his name because that's his name. And if he is, even if Cyrus Shepard did go build a bunch of links that said Cyrus Shepard, because he is an SEO after all, or even if Patrick Arundel did that, because that's what you're supposed to do for SEO, that's what he thought. Not anymore, that's what he thought. Even if he is trying to, he's the one who should be ranking for it. Who should be ranking for it but him? So it looks like the Google people finally did something right. They can be nice-ish, and they decided that if you have an over-optimization on the name, like this, that even though Penguin 2 hits you for that, it looks like they're going to let you out. See, they let him out because his name was Patrick Arundel, and that's what he was over-optimized for. Whereas this guy, Rgraph here, this fellow, rgraph.net, was over-optimized for, but that's a thing, and so he got hit for Penguin there, you see on September 3rd. So that's a difference from this Penguin to the last Penguin. But here's another Penguin site we can look at. And this is like a Penguin Lite penalty. So again, it looks like there's a Penguin Lite versus a Penguin Hard. That's been since Penguin 2. There seems to have been a difference, even Penguin 1. And so here's one guy who emailed me. I blanked out his name and I blanked out his website there just to be courteous. But I want to use this example. He emailed me. He was ranking for Staten Island website design. And he's not in the 3-pack anymore. Now he's down to 5th place. So it's not such a drop. Right, it is in terms of his bottom line, in terms of the money he makes, because there's a big difference between the people who click on the 3-pack and the people who click on the anything below it. But it looks to me again like a classic Penguin 2 footprint of over-optimization. Too many links built with website design or Staten Island website design in it. Again, we have 11%. Now, again, this is Hummingbird we're talking about. So Hummingbird knows that this is website design in Staten Island, not just website design, period. So when you're building link to you that say website design, they're going to append the Staten Island on it, right? So essentially, this is all the same. Website design, Staten Island website design, Staten Island website design. That's all, Staten Island web design, those are all the same anchor text as far as Hummingbird is concerned. And so they have around 25% of that thingness they're trying to rank for. It's not about strings anymore, it's about things, right? You've heard Google say that? Well, that's what this means. And now, when Hummingbird came out in 2013, people didn't realize that it mattered. It changed everything because their entity database wasn't very full yet. But now with RankBrain, their artificial intelligence, using Hummingbird as a memory system of things, it's like a little 5-year-old that's thinking with the memory of Hummingbird, trying to access their brain. That's how Google is working now. So these guys were over-optimizing, intentionally or unintentionally, on Staten Island website design, on that thing of website design in Staten Island, and that's what their over-optimized anchor text is, and that's why I think they were hit by a penguin. And not also on this date, September 3rd, there was also a local mobile ranking update as well. So it could have been that, but I think this is Penguin Lite because it bears the footprint of Penguin. At least that's where I try to fix this and any local quality issues that are going on as well, or any local ranking changes that are going on as well. So you might be asking, well, how do I fix it? So you just said, okay, we would try and fix it. How would I fix Penguin, Josh? Can I use the Disavow tool? The answer is, as longtime listeners of me might realize by now, no. No, you cannot. I'm sorry. I'm very sorry. That's my sad face right there. Ew. That's not the face of big handlebar mustache. That's my sad face of saying, sorry guys, it doesn't work that way. Google is lying to you. It is a nice piece of placebo. It's like angels and fairies exist and they're going to help you with your SEO ranking. It doesn't work that way. It's like astrology. It doesn't work. It's not real. I'm sorry, and I have some scientific data to back this up. There are no changes for my Disavow experiments. I've tested well over 60 sites now, ever since Disavowgate, ever since that debacle with Moz, where I actually killed their wanting. I was the nail in the coffin to kill their content idea. Sorry, it's all my fault, and all those people got fired and laid off now. That's too bad. Anyway. So sad. Anyway, ever since Disavowgate, and I put out that video showing that there's nobody out there who can prove it. If they were, I challenged them to come forward. And lots of people came forward. I tested about 40 sites at the time. About 20 more people came forward. Tested about 60 sites about this time, more or less. And no one can show an improvement from the Disavow. And I also have 8 experiments that I watch on a regular basis. This is a screenshot from my email where I am in the search console for these websites because they are customers or ex-customers or test sites where I can watch, and we've disavowed links. They've disavowed links. I didn't disavow any links because I knew it wouldn't do anything. So I told them not to, but they did anyway. And maybe it works. Maybe listening to me was a bad idea. Maybe not listening to me was the best thing to do. Well, let's take a look. Let's see if the disavow file worked for these people. Here's number 1. So number 1 is this website here. Of course, I've blurred out the names here to be courteous. So it's this site here. They've done it here like this, and that's the only time. So back in January 2022 and 2023 of 2016, they disavowed some links, and did anything get better for them? No. Around this time, January 2016, they disavowed links, and if anything, things got worse. Their rankings got worse. This is their, obviously this is weekly and weekend, no one searches, people search, no one searches. This is their Google traffic, and nothing got any better. Okay, just that's for number one. We got 7 more to test. I have 8 in total to test. So let's look at that. Number 2. Okay, number 2, they tried a lot. These guys here, they tried it January 28th, and they tried it February 18th and 22nd, and then the 14th. And then they also tried it on May 5th. So they've tried it a lot. And so surely they must have gotten some results from this disavow file from disavowing nearly all of their links. The answer is no, they didn't. Here's where they are ranking. Here's where Penguin 4 in December 2014, or 2015 rather. Oh no, sorry. This is November 2015. This is December 2015. This is where they implemented the penguin trick that I showed them. They implemented the penguin trick, but unfortunately they went and told John Mueller about it, and, and it stopped working. That was a bad thing to do. That was not a good idea. And so then they tried the disavow. Anyway, the point is they tried the disavow files, and it didn't work after that. So they tried the disavow files, and nothing happened. Clearly, there's been no improvements there, and as you can see here, they're ranking for on page 7 or 9 for these keywords. So it didn't work for them. So the disavow file didn't work for number 1, and it didn't work for number 2. Maybe it'll work for number 3. Number 3 tried it a couple times. Here, the COUK one, they're people from the UK. They tried it here, and they tried it here, and they tried it here. So they tried it February 12th, they tried it May 4th, and they tried it July 7th. So surely, trying it 3 times here, they must have gotten some results from the disavow file. The answer is no, they did not get any results from the disavow file. Here is all the attempts they made. It got a little bit better, so they had a little bit of an increase here, but mostly a decrease. And so there's no clear, here's where Penguin hit them in the past, things, big movements like this. So there was no big return in search of any way, shape, or form from them doing the disavow file. Okay, well what about number 4? Number 4 is here. They are both here February 23rd and up here in July 25th. So either on February 23rd or July 25th, can we see any increases after that? The answer is, well, maybe, but mostly nothing. May 23rd, what was it here? It was, number 4 was February and July. So February, nothing happened, nothing for many, many months, all the way until May, and then things fell down. And then July 25th, they tried it, so at the end of July, okay, so they already had an increase earlier from something, a decrease and an increase. So who knows what that was? There's no clear indication that that was a disavow file. You can choose to believe it if you like, but there's no clear indication that that was the case. This is the closest access to their data that I have. I no longer have access to Google Analytics. So unfortunately, I can't show, but I know in their Google Search Console there was no huge return in the last 3 months because I do have access to that. Okay, well that was number 4, right? Okay, well number 5, maybe something happened to number 5. Number 5 is the only time they tried it here March 4th, sorry, and nope. As you can see, I did an audit for them right around this time, and they improved their blog, and we started doing title tags, and things were getting a little bit better. This is a lot of traffic here, by the way. This is 1,000, 2,000 sessions. So this is actually a modest increase, but an increase. But then they stopped listening to me, and things are getting worse. But anyway, the disavow file, March 4th, certainly didn't do anything, and there's no increases there. Definitely no increases in August or the end of September here. These dates do include that range, just you don't see them. Okay, well then maybe number 6. Maybe lucky number 6 had some better luck. And how many times they tried? Oh, it looks like they only tried it once here, that I have here, on March the 16th. Did it work for them? No, it didn't work for them at all. In fact, they have no traffic whatsoever. They were a new site. So this goes to show that sites with huge traffic, existing sites have been ranking for a long time, new sites that try to disavow, it doesn't work at all. You know, it doesn't, they're ranking mostly on page 8 or page 9 or 10 here. It doesn't work for them either. It's not a magic bullet that's going to save you, whether you have lots of links, no links, Penguin hit you, Penguin didn't hit you. It's not going to do a damn thing to help you. Okay, well what about number 7? Maybe number 7. They tried it here, and number 8, they tried it here. Maybe this time this disavow will work. Maybe this time the disavow will work, and I can charge all my clients a ridiculous fee for 5 minutes of work to generate a bullshit link list of all this quote-unquote spammy links that looks spammy to me. And maybe I can make millions of dollars for a bullshit disavow file process that I can charge clients for that Google just uses to machine learn what are spammy links. This is RankBrain, learning what are spammy links. Maybe it'll work this time. No, and no. It didn't work at all. As you can see, there's no change in the disavow process and no change for this side of the disavow process at all. So I conclude, after testing like 70 sites now, the disavow file doesn't do anything but teach the Google AI what are spammy links. RankBrain, what are spammy links? That's all it does. It just machine learns what are spammy links all day. SEOs get worried, and they think it's going to do something, and they listen to some bad advice, and they go put the links in the disavow file, and Google RankBrain says, thank you for telling me what are spammy links, thank you. So it teaches the Google AI what are spammy links, or it does provide a mechanism for the manual team in the web spam team when you have a manual action for links. It does provide a mechanism for the manual team to maybe be nice to you and decide that they don't think you're lying, you couldn't delete those links, and so you can disavow them, and maybe they will delete them for you in their system. Either way, you're going to lose the link juice. So the question is, okay, Josh, that's lovely. It's interesting preliminary stuff on Penguin. The disavow file doesn't do anything. Okay, we can see that. Otherwise, we would have seen an effect September 3rd or 4th or something like that. Then Google's been lying to us that you put in the disavow file, and the next time Penguin comes out, you're going to bounce out. Nope, nope, nope. I have all the stats here. Look, didn't happen a single of these 8 times. So no, afraid not. That's a lie. I have data to prove it doesn't work. Cat. So the question is then, how do we beat Penguin in 2016? Well, again, as I said, it's very early, but I do have some preliminary, that doesn't help you if you've been hit by it. You don't want to wait weeks and months for the SEO pundits to decide what's the best way to tackle this. So I'm going to give you the best things I can think of to do now, but no one knows for sure. This is super early. It was just released like 4 days ago. The disavow doesn't work, so don't bother. Don't even think about it. Don't even look at it. Don't even listen to anyone who talks about it. They have no idea what they're talking about. Point them to this video. Challenge them to show you sites that they've done the disavow on and show how it is clearly the disavow that made it work. Go to the hrefs and show how they didn't lose any links or no links were deleted, and show how that site didn't also have Panda. And if you say, well, Josh, that's too hard to do, then I say, tough shit. I'm not the one who's saying the disavow file is working. I'm not the one who's relying on that crap. I'm going to try and fix it some other way. Well, what ways are those? Well, these ways. So remember, this is supposed to be the rolling Penguin. So in theory, it's supposed to run, every month or every week or every day or every 6 months or whatever it is, automatically. So that means if you fix the link to page over optimization, and therefore it should fix itself in a few months or however often it's going to run. So what does that look like? Okay, well that means you need to remove the over-optimized anchor text. That is to say, delete the links or change the text of the links linking to you. Or if you delete the links, of course, you're going to lose that link juice, so you're not going to improve your rankings. If you change the text, you might fix it, right? Who knows if they've built the algorithm that smart, that, okay, they're the same links, but the anchor text just changed. I do remember in the past there has been some talk about anchor text that changes and there being penalties based off of that. So that might nab you for a manual penalty. I don't know. But if you're already destroyed by Penguin and not ranking page 1, you have to ask yourself the question, what do I have to lose? So email me and I can dig back into my SEO notes and records to see what that was all about. Because again, I don't focus on links very much, guys, because I'm ranking sites without links. Yes, you heard me. I'm ranking sites without links. I don't have to worry about Penguin because I don't have any links pointing to a lot of my sites because I've chosen to do SEO the proper way. So if you want to know what that is about, one, you can take a look at my video. It's at j.mp/Josh2015. Again, that is J as in Josh, j.mp/Josh2015. That's a short link. And that'll take you to a YouTube video. That's my 2015 SEO course where I give you specific examples of exactly what that site looks like and the kind of things I did to rank it without links. Do follow links, that is. So you can remove the over-optimized anchors. So if Penguin does work on this this correlation of high exact match query over optimization, which I have some Google leaks to kind of point that direction, and high page over optimization, then either delete the links, change the over optimization on the links, or change the over optimization on the page. So you can remove the over optimized on page keywords by either changing or de-optimizing the page. So if it was over optimized for Rgraph, then you want to remove the how many times you mentioned Rgraph in it in the title attributes and in the alt attributes, and like 80 times in each paragraph, and whatever else you did, or maybe change the name of the page. If it's rgraph.html, maybe change that. I don't think it's going to actually, that's a bad example. I don't think it's going to help those guys, because I think it was rgraph.net, and so you're kind of screwed there. Or delete the target page with the flag. So remember, Penguin seems to be a page-based flag that kind of will take the negative link juice will flow through the page that it sends to. It kind of flips the bit. If you have like a +5 page rank, it kind of changes it to like a -5 page rank. Changes it negative, it kind of flows through some of the pages to derank the entire site, more or less, although the About Us page will still rank, or like stuff like that. So that's what tells me that it's not just a site-wide filter where nothing will rank at all, because it doesn't behave like a site-wide filter. It behaves like suddenly the link juice is turned negative, and the positive link juice that was flowing bit by bit from down the tree of the index page to sub-pages to sub-pages, suddenly the sub-pages are ranking not too badly, not as well as they were, but not as badly as the index page and the sub-pages were hit, because the link juice seems to have like flipped. That's how Penguin behaves. So you can delete the target page, like say if you were building to a sub-page, and really if you guys were link building, you should have been building to link routers anyway. If you don't know what link routers are, well then email me and I'll tell you what they are. But quite frankly, it's you should have been building to a 301, or you should have been building that you could cut off. You should have been building to a sub-page you could cut off, that you could do any kind of trick to cut off that link juice or reflow that link juice. And speaking of which, you can also try my Penguin hack. Again, it's very early. I still have to talk to businesses I've saved from Penguin, because Google's a bunch of jerks. So I'm happy to be able to hack it and save some businesses with a Penguin hack, and it's worked as recently as March 2016. The last time I tried it was March 2016, and it worked. On this new Penguin, I have no idea if it's going to work. Like I said, one client unfortunately put it on his site, and then went and talked to John Mueller and told John Mueller to look at his site, and then suddenly it stopped working. So I don't know if Google just destroyed that guy's site, and or decided to fix the programming code to fix the loophole that I found, and ruin it for everybody. I think he probably ruined it for everybody, but so we still need to try it. So that's why I say try the Penguin hack. Again, it's very early days. I'm sure we'll find ways around it. I'm sure we'll find ways to deal with it. And if it's the rolling Penguin, if it's rolling every month, then you shouldn't have to wait super long to get it fixed. So you shouldn't, cross my fingers, put quotations around shouldn't. You shouldn't have to delete the domain and start again. You should just be able to fix it and move on. But who knows? Google lies. Google decides to make things rolling, and then they decide not to make it rolling. They did something nice this time. They apparently don't make it. They built some logic into it, and they were trying to build logic into it so that negative SEO was harder. And a lot of people didn't even see there was a big shakeup, but not a huge shakeup like the other Penguin releases. And so some people who were expecting to see changes didn't see them. Again, that's because of the negative SEO and the false positives and the things they're doing, and because people believe the disavow file will do something when it doesn't. So all that means, what I'm just talking about there, sorry for the long-winded way of saying it, but all that means is that we don't really know exactly how it works, but I do know that there is some logic built in now, as I've shown you on the, if I can go back. There is some logic built in as if you're trying to over-optimize for a thing versus you just happen to be accidentally over-optimized for a name. And they have built that logic in. So that's a good thing. Let me go back to my list here. Wait, hold on. Cat. Okay, they're good. Okay, so So yeah, so this is what you can try and do. You can try to remove the over-optimized anchors in terms of deleting them, which you'll lose that link juice. But the next time they rerun Penguin, the links aren't there anymore, so you shouldn't get, it should punch you out of the filter. Or you can link, or you might want to change or the text. You could do that. You can also set them to no follow. That would probably work as well. But there's no guarantee that it will. There was some evidence to suggest that no follow links were still counted in the previous Penguins. Who knows if they're still doing it this time? I suspect they won't. If they've gone to actually bother making it a little bit better in terms of not nabbing you because you accidentally over-optimized on your name, then it probably won't nab you for that. But who knows? Again, as I said, it's very, very early. Or you remove the over-optimized on-page keywords in terms of changing the page names, changing the name, deleting the page, or de-optimizing the page. Hopefully that'll work if it's over-optimized for it. You could suddenly change the focus of the page from Rgraph to something different that's related to Rgraph. Then maybe, hopefully, if it was a subpage, then maybe, hopefully, the next time Penguin rolls around, they say, "Oh, you're not trying to rank for Rgraph. Okay, that's not over-optimized anymore. Maybe we won't hit you with it." Because again, that's a negative SEO thing, right? That means someone could build 1,000,000 Viagra links to you, and they suddenly decide to Penguin you because of that, even though you're not selling Viagra on the page. So they might have that logic built in. Hopefully, they do. Or you could delete the target page with the flag, and you should have been building link routers anyway. You shouldn't have been building to www.mybestsiteIneverwantalose.com / you shouldn't have ever been building to that. You should have been building to www.mybestsiteIneverwantalose.com / the link router Josh told me to make .html, which flowed that link juice to wherever, and then you can delete that link router if you need to. And or we can try the Penguin hack. If you've been hit by a Penguin, contact me and I'll take a look, and I will add in the Penguin hack, to my normal services for free to try and do it for you, to try and get you going to see if it'll work. I can't make any guarantees because it's a new Penguin, and who knows what Google has done. So with that, I bid you adieu. Good luck. I hope that Penguin hasn't nabbed you too badly. But again, as I said, if you need any SEO help, if you want me to check this out for you, you can contact me at joshbachynski@gmail.com. You can follow me on Twitter at joshbachynski, and you can also watch more videos like this where I spill all kinds of SEO beans, SEO experiments, and Google leaks at youtube.com/jbachins. So without further ado, I bid you guys good luck in the SERPs. And again, I'm happy to share the Penguin hack as part of my regular services when I'm doing an audit on your site to figure out what's going on. If you've been recently hit, contact me for that audit, and I'll take a look under my regular services, and I'll see what I can do for you. So again, good luck in the SERPs, and as soon as I have more Penguin information, I'll definitely share it. Talk to you guys soon.